Hey sources and recruiters out there, Tony Stemen here, research consultant with the Novo Group, and I'm back with another sourcing tips video. And this week we're taking a look at creating a company competitor list, and this is part one of a two-part series. This week we'll be covering a little bit of structure and just a couple of free resources that you can use to create a competitor list, and then next week we'll finish out with about 3 to 4 more free resources for you to utilize. But let's go ahead and dive in and ask ourselves the question, what is a competitor list? Well, some companies you may hear it being called as a target list or something similar to either target or competitor list. And what it basically is a list that outlines companies that compete directly with your client or company. Now, it also might be a list of companies that competes indirectly within a specific industry. Either way, your goal is to have about 15 to 30 companies that you can maybe present to your client as competition in the current marketplace. And these companies are great. This list of companies is really key to the strategic sourcing plan because it really allows you to focus on companies that you want to pull passive candidates from and one that your clients want you to focus on. And there's really two areas of using or building a competitor list, and they're categorized simply into paid or free sites to do this. So let's go ahead and dive in and just take a quick look at paid resources. Now this might be sites like hoovers.com or infousa.com, even Wanted Analytics does some of this. The benefit is that you get great ease of use. It's really fast, you get a quick turnaround, and there's really no hassle to go in, put in some industry information, and pull a list. The disadvantage to these sites, even though I use them for some searches, is that sometimes they include inaccurate information or outdated information, so they still need to be vetted out. And then also, they may include information that is information that can be purchased, and so it kind of removes any unique modifiers that you're able to plug into your own type of search. Not to mention, these sites are pretty expensive for companies to invest into. And I do have good news for you. There are free resources available, and I use these actually a lot more than I use the paid resources. And the benefits of the free resources are obviously, number one, that they are free of charge, which is great. They oftentimes can provide more accurate information because it's live market data about what's in the current marketplace right now. And my favorite is that as a sourcer and a researcher, it really allows a mix of my own creativity to be in the search and not just kind of simple drop downs and guidelines. And so I really like the benefits of free resources. Now there are some disadvantages as well. It does take quite a bit of time and effort, and then results are not always guaranteed. I sometimes will get a hiring manager coming to me and saying, hey, I need this perfect target list for this niche industry, and sometimes you can't always pull the best types of results using free resources, but in my experience it does work really well about 95% of the time. So let's talk about a couple of these resources and show live examples. So one of my the first ones I've only been using a little over a year, and it's the Google related command. And the Google related is basically a command recognized by Google, surprise surprise, with the purpose of finding related site information. And to use this in a Google search, you simply type related : a simple kind of like when we used to do the site : command for an X-ray search, but you do related : and the company URL. And that's all that your search is, and what it does is it pulls similar sites or similar companies back, and it's a great way to start your target list with this type of search. So for example, the Novo Group, the company I work for, if I do a related search, it pulls back companies that are very similar to the Novo Group, and that would be a great way to find companies similar to the Novo Group. And so let's go ahead and take a look at a quick live example of what that looks like in Google. Okay, so here we are in Google, and we're just going to simply type in related : the Novo Group.com. And just a reminder, there are no spaces included in this, so you just want to do simply related : the Novo Group.com, and then just hit search, and you'll see there's only 8 results, but like I said, it's a good start. This is just another tool in the tool belt for finding a competitor list. And so as you see here, we have some other companies that would be relative to the Novo Group and the services that we offer, and that would be a great start for your target list. Alright, in addition to Google related search, the next free resource I want to cover is the LinkedIn company directory, or I like to call it the industry directory. And since LinkedIn categorizes its companies and profiles by industry, you can use that industry search to pull back like-minded companies or similar companies in those industries and use them to target them in specific metro locations. And so the link is simply linkedin.com/directory/companies, and I'll include that in the description below. But all you simply do at this site is select a specific industry that you're targeting, then choose a metro area where you want to see what companies within that industry reside in that area, and then you see a list of competitors in that area. And so this is a great way to pull a fast competitor list using LinkedIn's industry and company directory. So let's go ahead and take a look at a live example. Okay, and so just to show a quick example of the LinkedIn company directory and using that to build a target or competitor list, as you can see here, if you just click on the link in the description of the video below, you can go directly to this page, or right here it is again the LinkedIn company directory. When I click in there, you'll see all the industries that LinkedIn offers and how they categorize information. And so say for example, if I was targeting companies in the building materials industry, I would click on building materials, and then these are all the major metro areas that LinkedIn offers as well. Let's just say for example that I wanted to target Chicago. So I find Chicago building materials and I click there, and here I have a list of all the companies that are in the building materials industry located in the greater Chicago area. And that's a fantastic way. You'll still have to vet this list out to make sure it applies to your specific target, but this is a great way to find some more companies. Now this kind of ends part 1 of our video here on building a competitor list. Next week we'll be tackling part 2 as promised, and I want to make sure that you're ready to obtain about 3 or 4 new free resources. So make sure to join us in part 2 next week. Once again, this has been Tony Stemen, research consultant with the Novo Group. Thanks again for watching this video. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe to us here on YouTube. And also click on the links in the description below for a lot more great material from the Novo Group across all social networks. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.